right, welcome back to Getting Sober, Again, my name is Jay, and today we're gonna ask, is sobriety worth it? Quick answer, yes, and I'll tell you why. But first, if you haven't yet, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you care about your sobriety as much as we do, then make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. All right, let's get started. I know a lot of you out there are sober curious, meaning that you're not quite sober yet, but you are thinking about getting sober. And chances are you've probably been thinking about it for a while now. You know that your drinking habit is in fact a problem. Maybe you have physical issues or a few mental health issues. And if nothing else, it's just a huge waste of time and money, which is a problem, isn't it? Tell me if any of this sounds familiar. I felt like I couldn't fully be myself unless I had a buzz going. On top of that, I was kind of an asshole when I drank. I was miserable and annoyed all the time. I was depressed and had anxiety almost daily. So then I wound up going to therapy and looking for answers, and then found myself medicating yet again, but this time with the permission of a doctor's prescription to antidepressants. And then I self-medicated by smoking cigarettes to deal with daily anxiety. I self-medicated with caffeine every morning and afternoon to deal with my lack of energy from my daily hangovers. I was just in a rut. I was constantly trying to find a sense of balance while trying to find my sense of purpose. In a never-ending struggle to find my center, all the while reserving an unreasonable amount of my time and my energy resources to what? To alcohol. Now let me clarify. I'm not ever going to be the person to say, and it's not my intention to say, that alcohol by itself is bad or that alcohol's the devil. But it's how we used this particular substance that made it problematic in the first place. Personally, I lacked a sense of contentment, to the point that one year my mom wrote me a birthday card wishing me to find contentment in life. It's pretty sad, right? So this sign, amongst many others, came and went, and I did nothing about it. Because at the end of the day, there was always a reason why we drank as often as we did. We kept going back to the drunken well of alcohol because in our minds, the juice was worth the squeeze. We constantly chased the dragon of our youth, the good times, the wild times, and the dramatic times, for better and for worse. We get into the habit of overlooking how much pain we've encountered in between, aka the squeeze, for just a few rewards, aka the juice. So, is the juice worth the squeeze? Here are two quick questions for you, which I'm sure you already have on your mind. Now feel free to write these down. Question 1. At what point are the consequences of alcohol use no longer worth it? And question number 2 is, at what point are you going to stop allowing alcohol to interfere with your progress in life? I kept running away from myself, from my career path, from loving others and from loving myself. I kept hiding behind alcohol, which kept me from finding out what my true potential really was. But why? Because I normalized it? Because everyone else around me was doing it? Because I wanted to relax, to unwind, to take a load off, lower my stress and forget. Life as we know, sober or otherwise, starts to become a lot of work. And when you're daily drinking, the days, months, and years start to add up really quickly. You start to look around and judge other people who found the discipline to drink in moderation, who seem to have their priorities in order, who have their home in order, a good family life, and their career on track. All the while, you're painfully aware of the time and the money that you wasted. I was constantly having negative thoughts and feeling like I was letting my family and my future self down. I would imagine myself in a future photo, like in the movie Back to the Future, and start to slowly watch the image of me in that family photo start to fade away. And I know it all sounds dramatic, but that's how I felt. It was pretty dramatic. I was chasing highs, but my reality was very low. It was a pathetic way for me to live my life every day, knowing that things weren't going to get any better, and that it was all my fault for not doing the real work in my own life. To just willingly accept the cheap thrill of getting drunk, again. I drank to numb the pain and to avoid the circumstances of my own bad decisions. I drank just to be around other people and to be comfortable being around myself. And now that I'm sober, I'm happy to say that I can just be me for free. So, is sobriety worth it? And that was a really long answer, and again, it's still yes. And I'll tell you that one of the lessons that I had to learn over the years of sobriety is I don't misplace my understanding of the benefits of sobriety. I'm not the, now I'm just high on life guy. I don't believe in anything other than what I believe my own truth to be. And this is my truth. And I know that for so many of you who have yet to take the full step towards your own sobriety journey, it will be your truth too. Another thing that I want to add is I want you to be aware of the placebo effect of sobriety and the dangers of the nocebo mentality. With anything, whether it be a fitness regimen, diet, exercise, vitamins, supplements, or even prescription medications, there can be this placebo effect and also too a nocebo effect. A placebo effect is when you believe that something is working, and a nocebo effect is when you believe that it can't work and that it just won't work. The thing is, sobriety isn't a placebo because you will in fact improve your health, save money, and you might even have less anxiety and depression. For it to be a nocebo, you would literally have to go out of your way to stay in a negative mindset and continue to self-sabotage yourself to interfere with your own positive results, which is probably part of the old, outdated version of you that you no longer wish to be. Am I right? There's still going to be fires in your life that you're personally going to need to put out, which sobriety alone won't fix. It's kind of like praying for a better job, but not working on your skill sets and neglecting to put in a job application. So yes, you still have to apply yourself. And also keep in mind that sobriety isn't a government issued ID or a college degree. Once you have it, it's not permanent without maintenance. It's a relationship. You're not bound to it for life, and you can go back to drinking, to being unhealthy, wasting time and money, and being depressed and anxious all over again, whenever you want. I know that I had my fun times and bad times and a ton of life lessons along the way, and I'm happy to say that I'm content with who I am now and what direction my life is heading in. So keep in mind that in a pursuit of a better life balance, there's always room for growth and improvement. So now, let me ask you a question. Is it possible that you learned how to drink the wrong way? Having problematic drinking shoved down your throat, literally and figuratively, by your family members as a child, as an adolescent youth trying to fit in, at college parties, to unwind after a hard day of work with your coworkers? What about by Hollywood, sports, commercials, TV, billboards, magazines, and the solution for happiness to combat sadness, to grieve, to celebrate, in toasting to a new year and another lap around the sun? It's quite possible that we all learned to use alcohol wrong. I'm willing to bet that the person who introduced you to drinking didn't stop you before you took your first sip to say, by the way, drink responsibly. And I'm guessing that they didn't take the time to tell you how many units of alcohol your body can safely process in an hour, or what the definition of binge drinking actually is. Or that eventually over time, the effects of alcohol will become less and less, and that you will need to consume more and more just to achieve the same feeling. Just like you, I knew that my body needed a break from the systematic daily poisoning, from the self-inflicted imprisonments of which I was both the captor and the captive. I want you to imagine this. Just like a baby elephant being chained and shackled from birth, believing that it'll never be strong enough to break free when they become older, wiser, and more powerful. We place these same mental limitations on ourselves, and we get used to our own imprisonment. We lose hope and forget just how strong we actually are because we never really tried hard enough to actually set ourselves free. But if you're listening to this right now, I'm willing to bet that you're a little bit more inspired, aren't you? So starting now, when you imagine your future family photo of yourself, you'll start to see yourself thriving and not just surviving. You'll see a genuine smile on your face in that future photo because you'll know that you've done what you thought was impossible. You'll know that those future moments and all those beautiful forever memories would never have happened if you didn't make this decision today, before the future was inevitably too late. I know that you're scared, and I know that you have no idea what the future holds, but you damn well know what it's going to be like if you keep on the path of daily drinking. You can always go back to drinking, but I promise you, after a while, you just won't want to. And I want to remind you of something. This isn't a business. I don't have a book to sell you or a program to sell you. I don't work at a doctor's office or a rehab facility. I just want to help people be their best. And lastly, if you're curious to know what the 50 signs are that it's time for you to get sober, then click the link in the top corner of this video to check out our last video, which is appropriately named the 50 signs that it's time for you to get sober. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And also too, don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below and tell us what your next move is gonna be. And for those of you that want to keep binge watching more of our episodes, remember that at the end of this video, the entire playlist of our most recent episodes are going to pop up on the screen. And with that, I want to wish you good luck on your sobriety journey, and I will see you in the next video.
If you want to see another one of our videos, click here.